There's nothing. The Sharks lose in overtime. Another loser point for the San Jose Sharks. We apologize after some technical difficulties. We're going to get this shit going. So here we are. It's the Sharks lose in overtime. Echoing. Here we go. But of course, if you want to be a part of the show, be sure to hit us up on all the social media, hit us up in the YouTube chat, do all the normal shit that we tell you to do every time. How many swears is that to start the show? We're off to a good start here. What have I done to you, Puck Guy? Oh my God, I need to fix Puck Guy.
Let's be honest, it might be a better thing.
I thought I had it set, and then there we go. All right, so... it is me. I am Ian Reid, seen and not heard, or heard and not seen, unfortunately, with Puck Guy 14. And I'm going to hand over control of this show back over to Puck Guy. And now that we got this shit kind of working, here we are. Kind of. After some technical difficulties, I apologize if there's any weird audio shit going on. I had to do a double out of Puck Guy. I'm not shocked that NDI finally decided to work now, when I don't want it to. Puck Guy, how you doing? Be the boss. Be the boss.
It's one of those nights where, hell, it's been one of those seasons where everything just falls to crap, right? Yeah. It's just rough. And, double audio for Puck Guy.
No, it's fine. I already fixed it.
Okay, cool. I'm just, I'm seeing all the live chat right now. So, quick behind the scenes, behind the thing, Eklund just took a big old crap on me and couldn't access the link to the show. So, Ian's running this bad boy, even though he can't be seen like a brat. He's just like chugging away his Diet Pepsi like crazy. So,
Dr. Pepper, let's get things straight.
Hashtag no free ads. Okay. Right. So sorry for all the inconvenience. Sorry we were late on here, but thank you for joining us. Out to that game. The Sharks dead last in the Western Conference. Seattle on a 4-game road winning streak. They look like they're ready for they're getting ready for playoffs, dude. They seem like they were getting physical early on and kind of getting that playoff mentality.
Yeah. The Kraken are a weird team this year because I think they started really hot. I don't think they've been that great of late.
I think they've won 5 out of their last 10 or something like that.
I think they're like 5-5 with maybe some overtime suckage sprinkled in there. I don't know what to make of this Kraken team. I look at them and the Kings kind of the same way. Like, these teams to me are pretenders. I don't really think they're long for this world in the playoffs. And tonight kind of gave you a good example of why, because I think that when you look at how the Sharks played the Kraken, like, I don't know, like if you're a Kraken fan and you watch this game, like, yeah, you got the win, but with the way that they've kind of played down the stretch, are you that excited with the playoffs? I mean, maybe you're excited because it's like, you're going to the playoffs for the first time and there's always the fun in that, I suppose. But
right.
I don't know. I wonder if I would be a little concerned if I'm a Kraken fan, considering how they've kind of played down the stretch, heading into the playoffs. I don't think they're finishing particularly strong.
No, they got off to such a hot start, and maybe it was too hot to keep up expectations. I just have a feeling, and granted, Shane Wright's with the Spitfires, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's in Windsor. And
how is Windsor doing? Are they going to be finishing up soon?
No, they're the best team in their conference. I think that they are. Crap. Yeah, no, they're I think Shane Wright will be still playing hockey when the Seattle Kraken are done, although maybe not, because the OHL season, I want to say it ends by the end of this month. Like, so you have more time before like the NHL playoffs start. But I think Windsor's a wagon. So, if I think that there's a good chance that Windsor will still be playing long after the Kraken do. Looking at the, also I think too, like, even if they did get him back, like I think at best he's probably going to Coachella.
That's yeah. I mean, I think Coachella's going to be going far in the AHL.
They should, yeah.
They should. I was just thinking maybe he's like one of their black aces that comes in. That's why he got to stay in so long. You know,
hockey. I think the Kraken will be done playing hockey before he is. That's my concern.
That's a bummer, but yeah. But getting to this game, 4 minutes in, and this is just a microcosm of it all. Ian, Sharks have a 2-on-0 breakaway, and Lawrence tries to pass it to Zetterlund, who doesn't go wide. He goes behind him, and it just falls apart. They get no chances. I mean, I was as pissed as Curtis Brown when I saw that play, and I'm pissed that he wasn't pissed about it.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where you probably just, sometimes it's better just to take the shot.
Exactly. And this team has had so many issues with not trying to get shots on net. I mean, we heard Hurdle was focusing too much on passing and earlier in this year, and it just frustrates you all around. Mm-hmm. And you have that. You had another 2-on-1 where this team just they don't even get it. I think it was LeBanc with Eklund, and LeBanc gets smothered by the defenseman who actually plays the 2-on-1 the wrong way, but they didn't get a shot on goal, so it was the right way. And it kept going back and forth. It's definitely in the second period with these teams. I mean, they're getting some chances, but Grubauer and Reimer, stick taps to both of them. They had a heck of a game. Yeah. And turning off shots away. I mean, yeah, there were penalties here and there. I mean, I think both teams were combined 0 for 5 on the power play this evening. But, I mean, all in all, pretty clean game, pretty straightforward game. And then you get to the third period. And then, a minute 18 in, Eklund kind of gets bothered by former Shark Ryan Donato, and the penalty shot for Eklund. He scores. He gets the crowd hyped up, which is always nice to see. Go 1-0. Your thoughts on Eklund going back-to-back games with a goal and most likely leading to his, being sent down next week?
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, right? Because obviously with the Barracuda, the Sharks do, after the trade deadline, I think you have 4 call-ups that are just that are kind of call-ups that are at your own discretion. Now, obviously, if you have to bring up a guy to cover a guy from injury, that doesn't count. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do, because obviously, we saw Svechnikov go down today. So that's concerning. So it'll be interesting to see if someone else gets called up that kind of, to try and fill that role. But back to Eklund, I mean, I'm just glad that people are getting to see the Eklund that I've watched all year. Eklund to me is really, I thought he started the season slow, but I thought as the season's progressed, he's just gotten better and better and better. And it's, I don't think he's looked that out of place in the NHL. I think, could he stand to be a little bit bigger? For sure. But I think he, you see him out there, he's creative. And I think I honestly, I was surprised that he got a penalty shot call there, because you don't really see penalty shots called very often. Right. And I didn't think that play was overly penalty shot egregious. I mean, I'm not gonna say no to it, obviously. William Eklund played it perfectly. So I've been really, we talk a lot about, about what can you root for at this point. And I'm, the last game there, am I going to get mad that Knyzhov got a goal? No, man, that guy went from being injured to, I think a lot of us were openly questioning where did he even fit on this team before he finally got called up because of the, you see a guy like a guy that you'd think Quinn would be a little more of a fan of in Derek Pouliot get signed to a contract, and you're like, geez, man, like, is Knyzhov is he ever going to get the call? Like, do they have anything here? Does the new regime see anything here? And, so I think that, I lost my thought. I think, him finally getting the call and getting the chance to perform, and then, getting that goal after everything he's been through, real or perceived by us. How can you be angry at that?
You can't. I mean, you look at what he, like you said, you kind of set it up for me. Thank you, by the way. Have Knyzhov go through what he's got. You have to, it's kind of like a tryout for everybody. Yeah. It's like a clean slate in a way where these guys have to show, this is probably not one of the best prospect pools in the league, but there are some nice gems in this jewelry box of a hockey club. You lose Sveshnikov tonight to a hit, which didn't seem too much, didn't look that
he just wants to go play golf with his brother.
Well, his poor brother can't even play golf. He's got knee surgery.
I know.
Which sucks.
I'm gonna get hell for that, but I was being silly.
Let's hope it's not a knee injury like his brother did. But the only scratches tonight for Jacob McDonald and Radim Shimmick. First and foremost, you hope those guys are okay. You haven't heard anything too much about Jonah Gadjevich, so there's going to have to be a call up here soon, unless you go 11-7.
No, they'll call someone up.
So we'll see. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting one.
I'm fascinated because I think, to me, the next logical man up to me is probably Bordeleau. Although Bordelow's he's been a little cold of late. I don't think it's for a lack of trying. I just think he hasn't had much in the way, because I think he's had his chances, but he's been kind of quiet on the Barracuda lately. So I don't know if that's as sure of a thing as I would have maybe come on here and said maybe 2 weeks ago.
Makes you wonder if he misses Eklund.
But they don't play together all the time, so it's not like they were like glued at the hip. So I wonder if Bordeleau gets a call, or if they just kind of, if they go the boring route and they just bring up a guy, which I think would be disappointing. Because I think if you could, I like Daniil Gushkin. He's another guy that I think would come up when people start talking about guys that have been kind of on a heater of late, as far as guys that are quote unquote the future. Because you could I guess you could call up Eggazino and give him, like, he's on a contract, so you could call Eggazino up and kind of reward him for his play. But like, I love Andrew Eggazino, but he's not the future, right? Like, I think this is the time in the season when you want to look at guys who are in the long-term plans, and I don't. And this is not, again, I'm not trying to slight Andrew Eggazino at all here, because I think he's had a hell of a season for the Barracuda, but he's not the future. Like, he's not the guy you should be calling up. He's not the guy that's going to be here long term, right?
True.
And I think you want, and not only that, but like, the Barracuda, they're still in this. The playoffs are still well within reach. The Barracuda are 1 point behind Tucson. Yeah, Kaut could be a guy that could come back up. They're 1 point behind Tucson. They're 5 points behind Bakersfield. Bakersfield's starting to pull away. Bakersfield's been playing some really good hockey of late. But they do have 2 games left against Bakersfield where they can, if they can hold, or if they can kind of keep pace with them, they can get really close with 2 wins over the Condors. Now, the last attempt they had at 2 wins over the Condors ended up being a win in a really ugly game. So, Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who they're gonna call up next if Svechnikov can't go.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how that goes. Kaut, yeah, is probably most likely going to be the guy. They're going LM in the chat. The Sharks have too many 5'9", 180-pound guys. If they're going to call up anyone, it's Eklund or Boards, not Angosino or Gushchin.
Oh,
well,
I think Gushkin I think might be a sneaky pick. No, I don't know if it's the play that I would make personally, because I think that I like Daniel Gushkin a lot. I don't know if his game is where I'd want him in the NHL right now. But I think I wouldn't sleep on. I think Gushkin could be a nice sleeper pick to come up. But to me, I mean, I still probably, even though he's, like I said, he's kind of been ice cold of late, I'd probably still bring up Bordelot.
Yeah, that would be in my mind, and maybe it happens temporary for now, goes back down, and then how close the Barracuda are, we'll see who can come up. That's the tough part too.
They're still in it, man. They're still in it. But you know, here's the thing, right? Like the AHL, they're still in it. I say as they're like, you know, we got to remember that 7 teams in the Pacific Division make the playoffs. So they're still in it, but it's not like they are. You have to, with reality, that they're not really a good team.
Right.
Is Hochuk playing yet? No, not yet. Last I heard, they are going to reevaluate him sometime in the near future to see if he can get back playing. I know he is in San Jose.
He's chilling with Knyzhov, apparently, in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, he's hanging out with Knyzhov. But as last I heard, that he's they don't know yet. Yeah. But Madulin's here, so hopefully we'll see him on Friday. That'd be nice.
That'll be interesting to see how he's doing, especially that cross continent, well, not even cross continent, cross ocean trip from Russia after his season ended in the KHL. Just to finish off the game really quick, you know, Borgstrand gets a beautiful stretch pass to tie the game up. You know, that was nice to see. That was very Erik Karlsson to, I guess, maybe Tomas Hertl, or if you're wishful thinking, you're hoping that it would be Erik Karlsson to William Eklund or Connor Bedard. They tied it. Yeah, I mean, you get the loser point. The Sharks go to their 19th game in overtime, only to see Vince Dunn extend his scoring streak to 11 games on a game-winning goal that beats James Reimer with McCann on the assists. The Kraken get a much-needed pair of points, while the Sharks get a point that they really don't want, as the Blue Jackets now have a 3-point lead on the Sharks there. So the Sharks are at 52, Columbus is at 49. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Chicago and Anaheim are at 54 each. So Sharks now oh gosh, what are they in the last 10? Like 1-6-3? Yeah.
Something silly.
Terrific. Great job, guys. Still at 6 home wins. Terrific.
Yeah, I mean, as far as this game goes, right? Like, was I entertained? Yes. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say it wasn't entertaining. Like, I thought it was a good game. Like, it's hard to get up because, like, you don't. Again, right? Like, I'm cheering for people at this point rather than the team. So, like, look, I love James Reimer, and so I'm happy that he had a good game because, like, look, James Reimer wants to play again next year, right? And he hasn't had a particularly great season. So, I have a hard time being mad at James Reimer for playing good. You know, William Eklund scoring, I'm never going to get mad at because that's what you want to see. Like, I understand, like, you don't want the loser point, but at the same time, like, William Eklund is a part of how we get out of this. So you want to see him do well at the NHL level.
Agreed.
So, I mean, you know, it was an entertaining game. I thought it was entertaining anyway. I thought, you know, it was a good goaltending duel for the most part, which I'm also a fan of. Yeah, I mean, yeah, does it suck that they went to overtime and I'd rather at this fucking point, like if they go to overtime, I'd rather just win the fucking game then. I know people are like, right. No, Ian, that's 2 points, not 1. And I get it, but I just lose properly, damn it. That's all I want. Lose properly.
So, if I'm not mistaken, the Sharks have just that 1 win since the team of the trade against Winnipeg, if I'm not mistaken. And before then it was Seattle. That 4-0 game where Yanni Gourde puts it in his own net for the game-winning goal. It's tough here. I had a couple of things that popped up on Twitter as we were going off. William Eklund becomes the second rookie in Sharks history to score a penalty shot goal, joining who? Do you have a guess?
Oh, man. Joining who?
You want a hint?
Yeah.
They were 39.
Logan?
No. Tomasz Plihal.
Oh my God.
In 2008. The 39 you've totally forgot about. And from Uncle Darren Stevens at Shark Stats on Twitter. This is courtesy from the PR NHL. The Sharks have now lost 29 games, including overtime and shootout, in which they led at any point, the second most in NHL history, only behind the 2005-2006 St. Louis Blues, who lost 31 such games.
Must suck to suck.
The worst part is, and yet, worst home record, they've lost 29 games where they've blown a lead. They are the only team that hasn't hit 20 wins. And just like the 93 Sharks, they're still just the second worst team in the league.
Oh, that's amazing. Where's Brandon Coe been? Has he been? I think Coe's been hurt. I believe he's hurt. Yeah, I believe that to be true. I'm trying to jog my memory here, but it's almost 2:00 in the morning and my memory doesn't work when it's awake. So I apologize. I am pretty sure he's been hurt. But I'm not 100%.
I'm pretty sure you're right, because I haven't seen in the spotty time I haven't seen him in the Barracuda on there for sure. As you mentioned, a couple add-ons will for the Sharks, like you mentioned, Malcolm Doolan is in the Bay Area. He's most likely going to play with the Kuhre on Friday.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hochuk is being reevaluated for an injury sustained in February 11th. So we'll see if he makes his chance. So Kuhre could be getting some reinforcements for a push.
I think they've played pretty admirably, considering the call-ups and, because again, like this blue line, not very good. So they've basically, it's been held together by duct tape all year. But I'll give them credit, except for like a couple of games here and there, I still stand by the fact that I think the Barracuda have played their best hockey now, like at the end of the year. Yeah, there's been a couple of games where things obviously weren't so great for them, but for the most part, they've played their best hockey down the stretch, right, when you want them to. And look at the Barracuda, like for me anyway, like those are the games I'm excited for at this point, because like again, like I will watch a Sharks game so I can come on and talk about it here, but like the Barracuda, like, like if they score, if they do well, like I get right into it. Like it's nice to have something to fucking cheer for. Right. You know what I mean? Like it's nice. Like even though I know in my heart of hearts that they're gonna, making the playoffs means getting waxed by Coachella Valley in 2 games. But I don't care. Like it's something to cheer for. It's something where you actually want to see the team actually win. Like you get excited about a win. Whereas like with the Sharks, it's like, oh yeah, well, win or lose, it's like I don't really care at this point. Like I just want to get to the what is the left? You know what I mean? Like what is there left for in this season, right? They're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, which we knew anyway, but mathematics is also fun. you know what I mean? It's like, so I'm cheering for guys to do well.
You're rooting for individuals, like for instance William Eklund tonight.
Yeah.
He gets his second goal, nice penalty shot, trying to get the crowd going.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof. I think it was like a little over 11,000 tonight, but just something, because like you said, it's.
I just want to get something to get excited about, even if it's getting waxed by Coachella in 2 games,
and not even get a home game in that series.
Correct.
Or wait
a minute. Don't. They're all if somehow it goes to 3 games, they're all in Coachella.
Wait, but is Coachella the number 1 seed, or is that Calgary?
Calgary's the number 1 seed. I think Coachella's still 2.
My bad.
Last I checked.
I was getting them mixed up.
Yeah,
my bad.
No, Calgary, who was the first team at last I checked, would get a bye to the actual first round, and yeah, it is what it is.
Gotcha. For those who want to mark their calendars, get ready. May 8th, 4 p.m. Pacific, the draft lottery.
Yep.
Otherwise known as the Connor Bedard Sweepstakes Show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. We will go on, hopefully without any issues. Thank you, Ecamm.
You can watch me cry live on air.
Yes. Or we will celebrate and break out the Martinelli's apple cider and celebrate that we can all get number 98 Connor Bedard jerseys in that one. So since it was a little bit of a quiet game, we'll say, I'll play a little game with you here. What most likely happens first? The Sharks get 8 home wins, get 21 wins overall, or 40 regulation losses. And now, as of now, they're 19, 36, and 14. They have 6 home wins.
So 6 home wins, 20 20 wins?
19. Yeah, they're currently at 6 home wins, okay. 19 wins overall, and have 36 regulation losses.
I would take door number 2.
So 21 wins overall.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the most likely.
So Ian's saying it's going to be 2, 3, and whatever. So that's a tough one. To me, I think it's 40 regulation losses.
They might do that too.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like 2 more wins is not a lot. Like, I feel like, especially when you get down the stretch, when when teams kind of get set in their standings or whatever, and guys start sitting. Game management. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are saying 40 regulation losses. Maybe you're right. I'm since when did I become the optimist? Jesus Christ.
It's kind of funny because the Sharks get their 14th overtime loss tonight. Calgary has 14. Dallas has 13. And then I think there's a couple others like the Rangers and Penguins that have 10. And I want to say the Desert Dogs have 11. But it's just amazing how many games have gone into overtime. And for the Sharks, 19 out of 69. That's just unreal, unfathomable, unfortunately. That sucks. My next question to you is the percentage of William Eklund getting back to the Barracuda by the middle of next week. Because I think they play in Edmonton, and that's his 9th game.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think, to me, logic kind of dictates you send him back down. You have that extra year slide. I think that he's done well. Obviously, you bring him in and you tell him, like, obviously it's business, and I think he'd be disappointed, but he would get it. Yeah, I think he goes back down. I think he goes back down, and maybe they call someone else up. I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Because, again, you only have so many call-ups before the end of the season, and the whole Svechnikov injury makes things questionable depending on how that goes. So that could change my answer. But to me, I think it's just, as much as I don't, William Eklund might not be a fan, I think you do the right business decision, and that's, and that's not burn a year of his ELC. But we'll see. I won't be. I want to say this though: if the Sharks decide to keep William Eklund up for the rest of the year, I'm not gonna be mad about it.
No, but here's my question about you said there are like 4 call-ups that they get.
Yeah.
Can he, like, so for instance, if you were to send down Eklund to the Kuhre, can you bring him back up without having him take like multiple call-up spots?
Well, because they've had such issues with injuries, I'm not sure how many call-up spots they've actually used. I think he might be the only one that might be legit. Maybe Pouliot? I don't know. Because obviously Pouliot, Knyzhov, they might be at 2 already. So I'm not... And that's just based on me doing some quick math in my head that means nothing.
Got it. So they might even be in trouble with call-ups already. That will be interesting to see how that works.
Yeah,
out
I think if I had to guess, I think they've used 2. I'd have to go... I don't know. This is probably when I should look at Cap Friendly and see who's on emergency loan and who's on a call up and blah, 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 blah.
Yep. So for those playing Tankathon, the Sharks sitting right now in the number 2 spot at 52 points. Columbus has a 3-point lead on them, which means the Sharks have the 13.5% odds at number 1 overall. You guys can have fun with that one, indeed. Kind of going off Sharks a little bit here. Jordan Binnington.
So Derek Pouliot's on an emergency loan. Knyzhov's on an emergency loan. They might have only used 1. Let me see here. Minors registered. William Eklund got called up. Does Andreas Johnson count? No.
Because he never really was a CUDA per se.
Right, but he was... He might count.
He was with Utica.
Correct. So Eklund and Johnson 2?
Okay.
Maybe.
So
when was the trade deadline?
March.
No, maybe not then. No, it wouldn't. I think Eklund's the only call-up they've used, so they've got 3 more.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So there is a chance for Bordelot to get up there and not be stuck per se. The whole Jordan Binnington thing. He gets 2 games suspended. Is he a hothead? Would he be perfect for the Slapshot remake?
Yeah, that guy's... I mean, like, goalies are all head cases, but he's like an extra head case. If you can find it, if you've not seen this already, if you can find the video of the whole thing going down with Marc-Andre Fleury mic'd up, like, worth the couple minutes. Amazing.
Oh my God. AJ, I hope, and not to suggest anything, but I hope you have that set up for Pucknologist on Sunday, because that's Fleury talking about his hair.
Marc-Andre Fleury, like, I may not think much of him as a goalie, and I think history's going to be a lot kinder to Marc-Andre Fleury as a goalie, like as an actual player, than it should be. But as a dude, Marc-Andre Fleury, as a dude, is one of the funniest dudes on the planet.
Right. Yeah, no, that when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that's freaking hilarious. And shoot, I don't blame him for wanting to come down and, wanting to go. It's like somebody was been wanting to go after him. Devin Dubnyk won, among other people, and like, dude needs to calm down. Yeah. Seriously. So, all right. Well, I think that's pretty much it, unless you have anything to add on. Got it. All right. Throw up the graphic. In case you missed anything, or you want to watch us again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeart, Spotify, Odyssey, SoundCloud, you name it, you love it. Of course, if you're on the YouTube channel right now or you're not watching us live, leave a comment down below as to what you thought of tonight's game. William Eklund, yay. Loser point, no. Are you going to root for a second-year expansion team in the playoffs? Let us know in the comment section down below. Of course, we love you giving us all the thumbs up. It really helps us out amazingly. As always, just as amazing as Ian being able to run this show for tonight for some odd reason. Thank you for filling that in, but
you know what I just realized? Now I have to stay up and put this fucking thing to bed. God damn it. What have I done?
No. I gotcha.
All right.
I just need to download the MP4 and then never mind. We don't need to get technical here.
How to put a show to bed with Ian
Yes,
and Puck Guy.
That's right. Riveting Sharks post-game coverage there. Ian, you're at Ian Blogs Hockey. Your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are when the Sharks do good, it's bad. Go Kuhre. See you Friday.
Go Kuhre, indeed. I'm at PuckGuy14 on the Twitter and Instagram. You got to show a lot of pride, and they will definitely show a lot of pride Saturday night, as it is Pride Night at the Shark Tank, as the Sharks take on the New York Islanders. Yes, you know it. Bo Horvat is coming back to San Jose. Oh my, indeed. Yeah. Will the Islanders make it in? They're currently at 78, which is unfathomable, even without Barzal. So the big game for the Islanders, Saturday night, 7:30 local time. We will be back with you then from that's in San Jose. We'll be back with you after the game on the YouTube channel, and appreciate each and every one of you joining us. And until Saturday night, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you Saturday night. Show your pride. Have a good night, everyone.